one thing I could say, like I just left this art event. It's called Butter, Indianapolis downtown. One thing I love about artists is that they remain curious. They remain curious and they see the world in a whole different way than most people see the world. I love that about artists because they have an imagination. We all had an imagination. Like, look at kids. Look at how imaginable, like, kids will create their own fantasies and their own worlds. What happened to those kids when they turn adults? Why? If you look around, all these adults that give kids advice such as follow your dreams, you can be anything you want. But then as kids, you look around and you see these same adults that's telling you that are afraid to take their own advice. They're afraid to live and do whatever they want. They will tell. It's so much hypocrisy. Let me let this fire truck go by. I'm outside, so can't control everything. But there's so much hypocrisy in adults. You'll tell kids they can be whatever they want, but then the kids see you not doing whatever not living your dreams and pursuing the things you want to do. But then you'll try to instruct them and tell them that they can do it. How about you lead by example? Every child, if you look around, they have an imagination that is like out of this world. But then at some point in their adolescence, it gets crushed. It gets crushed and they're told it's the domestication process, like the book, The Four Agreements talks about. Your teachers, your parents, just people, society around you. These people, these adults that has created the world, they've created the rules of the world, like the things that the things that we all accept as reality. They were a part of creating that, and as a child, you're just born into this. And so it's the domestication process that happens where essentially you begin to conform to the ideas of the world rather than being in your innate nature and like your imaginative, curious self that you now adopt these ideas of fear. You weren't born with these fears. Yeah, sure, you have your human instinct that helps you survive in the face of fear, your fight, flight, or freeze. But the fear that like tells you that you can't be something, or you can't do this, or this is out of your potential and your reach. You didn't have these concepts. The people around you taught you these things, and then you adopt it, and then you walk around like the adults that are around here, completely lifeless. And so my big dream, one of my big dreams, aside from like being a successful entrepreneur with like building up brands, that's like, I guess, my more selfish dreams. Not really, because I really want to use the wealth from that to be able to do good things in the world. But one of my dreams is to help people realize their potential. I don't know how. I definitely see me speaking. I love connecting and speaking with people. But I want to do that because I just get so frustrated when people are not living up to their potential. What I get even more frustrated when people project that onto me. And I can only imagine what they project on their kids or whoever. When they project that onto me, for example, like if you tell somebody your idea or your dreams, you can see it in their eyes. You can see it in the things that the words that they respond to you next. You can tell that they don't see you doing this. And you can't get offended is because they don't see themselves doing anything great. Or if you, like me, has spoken words of encouragement to somebody and telling them that they can do their dreams, trying to like put a fire underneath them, they also like, people are their biggest critics. We're often worried about what other people think about us. We need to adjust what we think about ourselves. We need to adjust how we feel about ourselves. People are worried about the haters and the negative comments. You are your biggest critic. You are your biggest critic, and you unfairly criticize and crucify yourself. You unfairly judge yourself constantly for things you did wrong, for things you didn't do right. And like, I would say, if you don't fall into the trap of like taking advice from average people. Most people are average, obviously. It's average. Don't fall into the trap of emulating or modeling after average people. A bee just flew in my face. Don't fall into that trap, because you don't want to be like the average person. That's the truth. Most people, like, I've had friends, and like you can tell that the path they're taking is not because they're thrilled about it or because they're excited about it or this is their dream. You can tell they're taking this path because they're afraid to take the real path. They're afraid to do the things that they really want to do, the things that they were born to do, the things that their God-given purpose and mission. So instead, they take the path that will lead to what they presume to be a comfortable path to maybe success, whatever they define that as. But for me, success, you're not successful if you're not happy. You're not truly successful if you're not happy, and also if you're not giving the world the gifts that you were supposed to give the world. If you're not answering that call, that God-given purpose, if you're not answering that call and you're choosing a comfortable reality, yeah, you may make some money, you may have, afford yourself a comfortable lifestyle, and that is important. I get that, I understand it. But there's a lot of people that are making six figures, but they're miserable. They're making six figures, but they're depressed. And that would be my biggest fear, to like be in a position to feel like I'm trapped or stuck in a position where like, lighting is good over here. That's like one of my biggest fears, to like be stuck and be trapped in a position that I feel like I can't escape from. Be trapped in a reality that I feel like I have no choice but to accept, because that's part of the trap. I mentioned it earlier, they strap you up with debt and a bunch of liabilities. College prices are through the roof, while the wages has not kept up. If college expense has been going like this, wages has been going like that. And so if I had to end this, I got to end this. So I want to see the world take more chances. I want to see people pursue their dreams. And I want to see people not limit other people as well because of your own insecurities.